Hi, everybody. Not sure if you can see me yet. How are you? There you are. You do. You can see me. It's so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Elder Council. This is our summer edition of Elder Council. The next time I gather with you will be in the fall. So this is our last Elder Council of the growth season. And I'll tell you something. I've been really emotional about it today. So, I might get teary with you and you might get teary with me, and that's okay. Sue says she's missed me. Sue, I feel like I was with everybody for 4 hours. One day this week and 2 hours the other day this week. So I'm glad you missed me. I don't think anybody else has missed me. I'm actually worried that everybody's tired of seeing me and probably needs a little break. A little break. Do you like my tank top? Isn't it pretty? I found it on Etsy. I love the mother. And so I thought it was really cool. Protégeme means protect me in Spanish. And so I thought that was a good talisman to bring into our Elder Council tonight. So whenever I, thank you for that. I want to introduce you to Elder Council. How many of you, weird question, how many of you have not done Elder Council before? And in asking that question, I genuinely want to know because you guys are so sweet. I really want to welcome you, first of all, because it's a hugely important experience every time we do it. And I journey with you. I'm not just here holding the container. Sometimes when people lead others through shamanic journey, they're just drumming or they're there, but they're not in the zone too. I journey with you, and it's a very emotional experience, which is why I usually am not crying right at the beginning though. So this may be an especially emotional experience for us. So Mala Lisa, is it Maya Lisa or Maya Lisa? Maya Lisa, I want to welcome you. Eve, I want to welcome you. Shelly's new to this. Kelly's new to this. So beautiful. It's Claudia's first. It's Karen's second. It's Ellen's first. It's Jennifer's first. Sabrina's taken a deep breath. Tammy has not done Elder Council before. Lupita, Kimberly, it's Tabitha's second time. Ronnie's first. Karen's first. Emily, I couldn't agree with you more. She said it's different every time. It's different every time. So Tracy, Cheryl, Risa, so good. We just want to send you all that love tonight. I certainly can. I have my singing bowl with me right here, right now. I had planned to rattle and play the play the bowl. I'm also really open to drumming. If you guys would like me to drum, I'm happy to do that too. Well, Sue, I really appreciate that because that's a huge compliment to me, and I'll tell you why. Breezy's new. Just welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll tell you why that feels just so good to me to hear you say that, because she said that I make it new every time. And that is why, if you wonder, like, how does she keep doing this, right? Like, every year she celebrates Samhain. Every year she celebrates Ostara. Every year she celebrates, the summer solstice. Like, doesn't it get kind of like Groundhog's Day? And I'll tell you something, it really doesn't. And in fact, okay, I've got a drum, so your wish is my command. I will drum too. But it's never the same. It's never the same. And do you know why it's not the same? There's two reasons. The first reason it's not the same is nature is not the same. And the second reason it's not the same is you are not the same. I am not the same. I am not the same today as I was last summer. I'm the same person, but my energy is different. And so every year you evolve and you become and you grow and you expand and you show up to these really sacred spaces in such a new and unique way. So there is a little bit of like excitement for me every year. Like, I'm planning Samhain right now, right? And both in terms of product and ritual, and it's exciting because we're taking a different approach. I have done Samhain with you as Sage Goddess for 7 years now, right? So it's like, how every year do we make it new again? But I think we look at a new face, right, of the magic each year. And the goddess has many faces. She has thousands of faces, right? God has thousands of faces. I will do this work for as long as I'm called, which I feel will probably be for another 10 or 20 years in this way. And then I will stop. And I can guarantee you in that time, I will never get to the bottom of what I'm trying to do, which is really fun. It almost feels like a race. Like, what can I do in 10 years? You know what I mean? Like, how much can I pull back the curtain for myself, right? In the next 10 years before my part of this part of the work is done. And then, you know, someone else will come along and they will pick up, you know, where I left off and take you, you know, to different places. And that churning of the cycle, that turning of the wheel is what keeps me really excited. Because I know that my part of this work, you know, is time bound by age and mortality, but I really love the idea that it's cyclical, and then someone else will sort of pick up maybe where I left off, or do something that picks up that cycle and keeps things moving. It's exciting, right? I find that thrilling. And so, whereas people do ask me all the time, how do you keep doing the same holidays every year? Doesn't it get boring? My answer is, if I have 10 years left, to do ritual with you and to show you new angles and to talk to you about new ideas and new concepts and new angles and dimensions and realities and possibilities, and if I only have a decade left to do that with you, no, I will never I will never get to the bottom of it. It's exciting. Well, I'm not going anywhere, so don't start counting me out just yet. I got a little bit left in me, and you know, but it's really true, right? I mean, what a perfect question, Dawn. She's asked, does Christmas ever get boring? Does Elder Council get boring? Does talking to your spirit guides get boring? They up the ante is what they do. They up the ante, right? It's a betting term, betting phrase. But they increase the commitment, right? And so the exchange becomes, you know, when you first start your spiritual journey, and I'm going to talk about this for just 2 more minutes because I think it's really interesting, especially since so many of you are new. When you first start your spiritual journey, you're like, you know, talking to the guides, and are they going to give me information? Okay, so they're talking to me, I'm hearing them, I'm feeling the guidance, I feel like I'm connected. And then all of a sudden it moves to this next phase where you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? You want me to do that, and I'm supposed to go here, and I'm supposed to create that. And then, because they're stretching you, right? They make it comfortable at first, and then they stretch. And then they make it comfortable again, and then they stretch. And they make it comfortable again and stretch. I don't know if you had orthodontics as a kid, but I actually think braces, it's a funny metaphor, but I learn through metaphors. It's part of it's the best way I learn, is by people comparing one thing that I'm trying to learn to something else that I already know. And so I assume that you like to learn that way too. It's just like braces, right? So they put the braces on your teeth to straighten them, and you're like, okay, I can do this. And then they tighten them, and you're like, holy shit. And then it's comfortable again, and then they tighten them, and you're like, ugh. That's spiritual work. And so every time you go into Elder Council, it's like, what are they going to tune up today? What are they going to tighten today? Where do they see that we're still crooked? Like, our teeth are still crooked and they need to be just calibrated over here. So every time, right, it's really an apt analogy. And so every time you get comfortable, that's when I get comfortable, I get nervous, because I always look up and go, I'm comfortable right now. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do to me next? So I want to tell you that tonight, here's another metaphor. You know, when you go into a restaurant and they tell you about the specials, you don't have to order a special, but there are specials, and it's kind of fun to hear what the restaurant is specializing in. Today, Jessica, it would be a beautiful night for you to burn your Llamas bundle. Oh, if you guys have your Llamas bundles, mine is long since burned, but if you haven't burned yours yet, tonight would be a perfect time for you to do that, because we're going to smudge in just a second. So if you want to go and grab that and have that ready, it's a perfect idea. So there's a special tonight. So every time I take you into Elder Council, here is a protocol that you need to know, okay? It is a serious event. So when I started leading Sabbatical, I've only ever done Elder Council in Magical Sabbatical. It will never be done for anyone other than you, which is a really fun thing to say to you. I will never lead, this is the commitment I've made to my spirit guides, I will never lead another group, publicly or privately, through Elder Council outside of Magical Sabbatical. This is the only group that I have been given permission to do this work with, so it's super, super sacred, is the first thing that you should know. The other thing I was told is I will be given permission to lead people through Elder Council as long as everyone who goes through the experience takes it really seriously. This is not a lightweight meditation. This is a very serious opportunity for you to connect with your soul tribe. And so here is the The only thing, it's special, right? Come to me, Alexis. No, it's okay. What do you got?
It's a note from Jackie.
Oh, cool. Okay, got it. Tell her I said thank you. Okay. This is the one criterion that's really important. So what my spirit guide said is you will always be allowed to take sabbatical through Elder Council as long as everybody takes it seriously. What does that mean? You need to bring a question in. And this is why I'm telling you this before I smudge or even do anything else. I want you to start to close your eyes. I've already opened a container. I'm going to open it again, but I've already invited all of your spirit guides in. My spirit guides are fully present. I've invited all of the ancestors to join us. The room that I'm sitting in is full, okay? And yours is about to be full too if it isn't already. So I'm preparing you. You need to come in with a question. And it needs to be a question on which something important hinges. There's no yes, no questions here, okay? So let's talk about what a good question looks like. As a researcher, it's really funny. My whole life, I've always been taught about asking good questions. And a good question is not a yes, no question. A good question is not, do you feel okay? A good question is, how do you feel? If I have a background in therapy and psychological work, right? If you're my client and you sit down and I say, do you feel okay? The best I'm going to get out of you is yes or no, okay? If you're my client and you sit down and I ask you, how are you feeling? That doesn't give you a chance to say yes or no. It forces you to actually describe your state of being, and it leads to a deeper client-therapist relationship. And so I'm sharing that training with you because when you ask open-ended questions, you draw more out of people and you establish a stronger, deeper connection. It's the same thing with your spirit guides, okay? So you don't want to go in saying, should I wear a purple dress tomorrow? You know, first of all, who cares? That's not a question upon which something else hinges, okay? And then the second part is it's a yes, no question. So if your spirit guides say yes, does that really give you any insight? No, it just tells you to wear the dress tomorrow. A better question is something more important, right? It can absolutely be two parts, Annette Cruz. It can be a really complicated question because remember, what you think is complicated is super easy for them. Nothing that you think is hard for them. It's hard for you. Don't project onto them, right? So you may go in thinking they can't help me with that or they're not going to have the answer to that. You don't have the answer to that. Now, they may not give you the answer to that yet because you're not ready for it yet. So one of the things as we begin, I want you to really be thinking about what are you ready to receive? What are you ready to receive tonight? And what is the question? Open-ended, not a yes, no. We call those binary questions, right? Where there's only two answers. We want a multiplicity of possibilities of responses, right? We want to leave it wide open for the spirit guides to be able to communicate with us in symbolic ways. Because the other thing I want to tell you is, and Holly Patterson just asked, great question. Can we ask the same question as before? 1,000% yes. You'll get deeper clarity. Every time you go in with that same question, you're going to get a next, it's like an onion, right? The layers will just keep coming off and you'll get more clarity and more clarity. Jessica, I don't even know if there's a better question than that. I love big open-ended questions for the spirit guides because what that does is it allows them to kind of tunnel in. You may not get a direct answer to that question. They may not say the next steps on your soul path, Jessica, are A, B, and C. They're not that clear. But they're going to start communicating in symbols. They're going to start pushing, wisdom through the channels to you. And all of a sudden, you'll look and say, it's making sense. It's not a linear ABC answer, but it'll give them a tunnel to communicate with you, which is exactly what you want to do. And Andrea is another great question, right? How can I connect to them on a daily basis? Am I missing them now? One of the things you can do during Elder Council tonight is you can establish a method of communication. And you can say to them, I don't know that I feel you clearly all the time, but I want to. And so here are the times of day that I think it would be easiest for us to communicate. You can also make a commitment tonight to them, okay? Make a commitment tonight to them that you're going to contact them once a day in meditation from now on. If you can commit to that, don't make a commitment or a promise that you can't keep. But if you think you can set aside 2 minutes a day, every morning when you wake up before you get out of bed, and I have small kids who have to go to school in the morning, so I understand being busy, right? when you wake up in the morning, if you can commit to staying in bed for 2 minutes and talking to them, tell them that tonight. Create a communion space. If you can commit to going to bed 2 minutes earlier, or shutting off the TV for 2 minutes before you close your eyes and communing with them, tell them that today. And say, this is where I need you. This is where I'm creating an entry space for you. I want those 2 minutes with you in the morning. I crave those 2 minutes with you in the evening. Please commune with me. Please be with me. Please be present with me, right? Okay. Cindy said she had to fire her old guides. I have never fired guides. So that's a new concept to me. What I have experienced is guides who are with me for a reason and a season, and then they go. And sometimes it's been sad for me, like I don't feel a presence anymore. But then in my experience, they always send another guide. There's always a replacement. You know, they never leave me alone. But maybe I'm done with that phase, and so they bring someone new. It's sort of like losing a love in your life. You're like, oh, but I don't know if I was done with him yet or done with her yet. And it's like, well, but you learned what you needed to learn, and you know, now you're sort of moving forward on that path. Whew. So Nathan set that intention, yeah? If you want to be introduced to a new guide, I love that for you tonight. Like, I think, you know, I think that could be a really beautiful thing. So guides do leave you. It's okay. You know, they leave you because you graduate. You graduated. So I will tell you, that's how I look at it. I don't look at it as guides firing me so much or me firing them, but I do think we complete our work together. We complete a cycle, and then the new guides come in to move that. Now, I see you guys asking about breathing. Would you like to do some holotropic breathing, also called pranayama, to help you drop in tonight? I would be very open to leading you through some guided breathing too. So if you guys are interested in that, it's a fun technique. It takes you into a really deep state of theta meditation, and I wouldn't be able to do it for you for longer than a couple of minutes. You wouldn't want to do it much longer than that anyway, because it can be very, very intense. But I would be more than happy to lead you through some basic pranayama just to get us going. Okay, cool. We'll do that too. I do all the things. Okay, cool. So are you ready? It's a great question, Shelly Jack. So no, in my experience, your guides are not your guardian angels. Those are separate. In my experience, your spirit guides, and this is the other thing I want to say to prepare you. So you have to have a question, and the other thing I want you to know is you can't screw this up. It happens every time. Someone will say, I didn't do it right. I didn't see anybody. I didn't hear anything. I didn't feel anything. I screwed it up. And here's what I'm going to tell you before you even go down that road, okay? You cannot screw this up. And if you don't see anything, it's because every single spirit that came to be with you tonight, and they're coming. If you call them, they will come. What that means is they are not in a container you can recognize. You have to really let go of your 3D expectation that your spirit guides look like Joe down the street, or look like you or your husband or your kids or your parents or your grandparents or an animal. Okay, you have to realize you are projecting. Every time you think you know what your spirit guides look like, and that they should look like a man and have really short hair and be wearing a suit or a toga or whatever you think it is, that is your human 3D projection of what you think a spiritual being looks like. What I will promise you, having been through many ayahuasca and sacramental journeys where I have been in other dimensions and had altered states of consciousness, what I will tell you is most of the time they do not appear in a form that you can see. And that is because most spirit guides have ascended to pure spirit, and so they no longer have a physical vehicle or container that you would be able to see even in meditation. They're at such a high vibrational frequency they're not able to be visible to you even in other dimensions. Okay, so that's actually really good news. When you can't see your spirit guides, that means you have really powerful spirit guides. You should be able to feel them, but you may not be able to see them, and you most likely won't be able to hear them. A lot of times what they will do is imprint symbols, shapes, words, or phrases into your consciousness. Those are divine messages. And so when I bring you into the forest tonight, I'm taking you down through the tree, as we talked about last night. As I bring you in tonight, and I bring you down, and I show you the gathering space, just be mindful. There may not be a lot of humans there, and that's actually really good news for you. Angelica, they choose to come. And so do they have an agenda? Not in that sense. The word agenda in the English language is connected to ego. It suggests that I want to do something and I need something from you to do it. And so an agenda suggests that I have a preordained intention for what you will do, and my job is to coerce you or convince you to act upon that. They don't have an agenda in the sense that they don't need you. Your spirit guides don't need you. They're here to help you. They would love for you to self-actualize and live fully into your purpose. If you don't, that's your karma. That is not their responsibility. They're not held responsible for your unwillingness, okay? So they don't have an agenda in the strict sense of wanting to manipulate you in any way, but they do come in with specific wisdom at a specific time, and if you're open enough to receive it, it can change your life. It can truly, truly, truly change your life. So I would say what my experience has been is that, because I'm opening a very safe container, only those beings who are there for your highest and truest good, right? Your deepest soul, path, and purpose, that's the only energy we're inviting in tonight. And their only agenda would be to push you, right? It's no accident that you're here right now. There are a lot of forces that had to work together to create this little pocket for you to be here with me right this moment. Do you ever think about how miraculous that is? How'd you find me? How did I find you? What am I even doing here? What are you even doing here? It's a really fun little entanglement. So they're here. Are you ready? Oof, I'm ready. So I'm going to begin by smudging. I enjoy every moment of this experience with you. I try to just, it's like honey, right? I don't want to rush it. I don't want to waste it. I want to savor every drop of this sweet, sweet elixir that we are about to drink together, because it's just so beautiful. Aho. So good. And so, Great Spirit, as we enter the most sacred of all containers, we enter this container 4 times a year. At our best, we'll probably enter it 4 more dozen times together in the time that we know each other. Isn't that miraculous? Everything is so finite in life. What will we do with these few dozen opportunities that we have to be together and to listen? Oof. And so into that sage smoke, we release any fear, anxiety, hesitation, sadness, discouragement, fear. I think I said fear already, but let's release it twice. Just releasing into that beautiful sage smoke anything that isn't welcome to walk with you into the circle tonight. And you know what? You get to decide that. What is invited and what isn't invited is your choice. You have a lot of power. And you may not always feel it in your life, the power that you have. But you have a lot of power. You say yes and you say no. Whether that's conscious to you or not is the issue. But you have power, and you're constantly saying, I welcome this, I resist that. I welcome this, I resist that. Become more conscious of that, and that'll become a very powerful tool for you. I welcome this, but I resist that. Okay. I'm opening the first of the containers. I'm going to open the container 3 times. Great Spirit, I open first with selenite. Into this hollowed space, only the highest, purest vibrations that are in service of our highest good and higher self are welcome. Great Spirit, we ask that you protect us from any low vibrations or entities that are not welcome into this space. And we give thanks for your protection, the clarity, the tightness of this container, the safety that it offers, the clarity that it brings. We are so grateful. And so it is. Second opening of the container. This is a tool I don't use very often. It was crafted for me by a very powerful shaman. So I'm opening the container a second time with more of a quartz dagger. I anchor this space with love. Into this space, we welcome all spirit guides, all ancestral beings of light. Only those ancestors who have crossed into the light, who are healed and in healed space, are welcome to join us this evening. Ancestors who are not in healed space, we love you, we wish you well, but you are not welcome into the circle this evening. Only beings of light who are healed and in healed space are welcome to attend us this evening. And we give thanks for your presence. And then last time around, which one wants to be used? Oh, this is my one that has all of the trigons. Third opening of the container. Tonight we are calling in ancient wisdom, wisdom of all time. We welcome symbolic wisdom. We welcome direct wisdom. We welcome any form of communication. We anchor that communication in the third dimension, which means we ask for signs and symbols and messages that are easy to translate and understand. We thank you in advance for the sacred communication that we will enjoy together this evening. Amen, aho, and so it is. Whew. And that's a container and a half. So who else are we welcoming? Starseed ancestors, right? We welcome the starseeds. We welcome all galactic beings. We welcome spirits of all dimensions who are here to help us ascend and grow. Again, any being who is here to be in service to our highest good, who is in healed space, and who comes with the purest of intentions to support us in every possible way, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, you are welcome. All beings who are not healed or in healed space, or who are not here to support us in our highest intention, are not welcome into this space. We release you with grace and gratitude. And so it is. Guardians of the Eastern Gateway tonight, we are so blessed to be together. As we open this incredible container, we welcome wisdom from the East. We welcome a new dawn and a new day where we enter into hallowed space together and we receive the wisdom. We download the guidance from the ancestors. We understand that this breath of life could transform and change us. We are ready for that change and transformation, and in fact, we welcome it. This is the time. We move into Elder Council tonight with a specific intention, and this is what I wanted to share with you. So Guardians of the East, help me as I communicate to them what you shared with me earlier in meditation today, and guide my words. So what they shared with me today is if you are planting seeds, if you are trying to create something in 2019 that feels really big and overwhelming to you, you are welcome tonight to use Elder Council as a seed planting, as we are going deep into the forest together tonight. And so there's going to be an opportunity for you to drop seeds in our meditation this evening. That's what the guides and the guardians of the East have told me. I want you to think tonight, if you would like to drop a seed or 2 or 9 with me tonight, what seeds do you want to plant? They're giving you the richest, most fertile soil tonight to plant your seeds. Especially the Guardians of the East in meditation this morning told me that that was what I was to offer you. And so think now, choose a seed for each of your intentions for next year. Nothing's going to grow right now, but we certainly can put some seeds, some really fat, pregnant, happy seeds into some really rich, fertilized soil, and then let it incubate and wait for Imbolc next year and Ostara next year when it can begin to grow. But tonight, I want you to think about laying down a first seed. Even before the harvest is complete, they want you to put a first seed tonight. So Guardians of the East, please reach out to all of my sisters in the circle tonight. And if they are meant to plant a seed, guide their hand, show them what seed they're planting tonight, give them a little preview tonight if they're open to it of what harvest is coming. When they plant that seed in faith tonight and it pushes up its first seedling at Imbolc in February, what are they going to be pulling up out of the earth next harvest season? What are you incubating in them right now? What are you cultivating in them right now? What are you encouraging them to seed in this moment, because you know that there's something big coming for them and they're going to have to prepare? What is it? What beauty, what blessing is coming their way? We welcome you into the circle. Guardians of the Southern Gateway, we welcome the fire and the fury tonight. We welcome big passion as we enter into this sacred space with you. Element of fire, burning through, purifying, leaving nothing in its wake. Fire is the purest of all the elements. It burns clean. And so if there's anything you need to release tonight, I want you to release it to element fire, to direction of south. Those are the guardians who can hold it for you. We welcome you into our circle tonight. Guardians of the Western Gateway, this is the emotional gateway. This is the mother. This is the grandmother. This is the energy that flows westward. This is the energy of the sunset and of the completion of a cycle. And so Guardians of the Western Gateway, we seek emotional healing and reconciliation tonight. My sisters may be coming to you with questions about how to heal family patterns and relationships, how to heal their marriage or their partnership, how to heal their relationships with their children, how to heal their relationship with their inner child, with mother, father who may have already passed on. And so thank you so much in advance for the beautiful emotional healing that is about to transpire tonight. We just stand in awe of you in the West. We welcome those waves of cleansing and purification and that water element magic that we know can transform us from the inside out on a cellular level. You are so welcome in the circle tonight. And Guardians of the North, tree people, we seek you this evening. We'll be entering our sacred space together through the trees tonight. And so thank you for welcoming us, Guardians of the North. As we head north and seek the ancestral blessings tonight, the wisdom, we ask any ancestors in the light who have information to share with us tonight to join us as we enter the forest together. Guardians of the North, you are so welcome in our circle this evening. We're so grateful for the blessings of your presence. With that, our circle is open. It is so open. I am working with, just so you know, Spirit Guide candle tonight. A lot of you have this one. I made this for you. So if you have your Spirit Guides candle, mine's a little used. Hopefully yours is a little used too. That's a good sign. It's a good candle to have and just keep in your ritual cabinet, because whenever we do Elder Council, it's kind of my go-to. And then I'm working with Elder Council perfume. I don't even know how to describe. So let me take 2 seconds and just tell you, if you have it, I would like you to anoint with it now. I'll tell you more about the story of Elder Council later if you don't know it, but it's an important one for tonight. And so just a little bit at my third eye for what I know, a little bit at my wrist for what I do, a little bit at my feet for where I go. And then I'm going to burn my Elder Council incense just to bring that into the space as well, lighting my charcoal disc till it spits. That's how you know it's lit. And then just a little bit of Elder Council. There are upwards of 20 ingredients in Elder Council incense, and it's all made by hand here at SG, so it's a super sacred blend. Just a little bit for you. I'm going to take it around my space. Just making the complete circle. Okay. Yeah, any of your healing candles would be perfect for this. All the Elder Council products are in the shop. Don't go look for it right now. Stay with me in meditation. You can always get it later. We can talk more about it when we're done. Stay in the space. Use what you have. Stay with me. Staying with that breath, keeping your attention and your intention focused on your question. I'll light my candle. Spirit guides, we're so blessed to have you. Oh my goodness, thank you. We're so blessed to have them. I'm I'm going to start by opening our space with my singing bowl. Just close your eyes, call your energy into present time. Your shoulders rolled back, put your hands on your knees with your palms facing up. Nice deep cleansing breath. And so tonight we are traveling to meet the elders in the heart of the forest. And that forest can be a forest that is near to you. My home forest is always the redwood forest of Northern California, which is where I've spent the most time in my life. Have felt the most life force, I would say, of any forest that I've ever been in my life. But you can also move into the Lulang forest that we talked about in Arrow Magic last night, the beautiful Lulang forest, which is the king of the forests in Tibet. It's one of the oldest forests in the world. It's considered one of the most sacred places on earth. In ancient Tibetan lore, it is said that every soul lives in the Lulang forest, and so it's called the Valley of the Immortals. And so maybe you're moving into the Lulang forest. Maybe you're going to enter tonight's sacred journey via the Siberian fir tree, or the sacred Scotch pine tree that grows there, or the giant white oak that you'll find. What tree are you entering through tonight? And if you were with me in Arrow Magic last night, you learned about pine and how it's the divine feminine, and fir, how it's the divine masculine. All of the trees have a gender correspondence. They have an energy stream. Pine is all about forgiveness and being kind to yourself and tender and sensual, and fir is all about grandfather energy and protection and honor and tradition and dignity and power and strength. And so ask yourself right now, ask your spirit guides, what tree do you need to enter into the journey tonight? What tree would be best for you? And then just listen for the answer. I'm being called to a huge silver pine tree, and so I'm gonna move toward that, which feels really deliciously feminine and sensual, and it feels almost like a uterine cavity that I'm being invited to. It's like a creative space, a gestation space, and so really feel into where are you being invited. What tree are you being invited to work with tonight? And so spirit guides, as we prepare to join you in this sacred space, please lead us toward this tree. Help us to visualize it in our mind's eye. And as you approach your sacred tree right now in your mind, whether it's pine or fir or cedar, cypress, any of the grandfather trees that you're being welcomed to work with tonight, I want you to approach your tree, bow and give thanks to your tree. And then I want you to gaze up at your tree. Let your gaze rise from the base of that tree all the way to the top of the branches. Maybe at the top of the branches you see sunlight passing through. Maybe there's a wind or just a gentle breeze that's moving the branches. And just take a moment to connect with your tree, giving thanks for the journey it's about to take you on. And then bring your gaze back down to the base of the tree. Every tree has a portal. Every tree has a little fairy door or a little knot in the side or a little portal that your soul knows how to enter. And through that door, through that portal, you will take a beautiful journey in the next 15 minutes or so down to the core of our planet to receive sacred guidance from your Elder Council. We're so excited to see you all tonight. And so move around your tree, find your space. Spirit guides, we're so grateful to find our opening, to find our space to enter, to find that doorway, that portal between dimensions that'll take us from where we are right now, lift us up out of the room that we're in, the chair that we're seated in, the floor that we're laying on. We give you permission to lift us, to move us, to take us. And as you approach your tree, I want you to feel yourself become one with the tree. Your skin becomes the bark. Your arms become the branches. And your soul finds its way through the edges of that tree and through that doorway and slips through like smoke. And as you become one with the tree and your soul steps inside, I want you to turn around and take in the sight of the inside of the tree that you have stepped inside. This tree could be hundreds, thousands of years old. And you're being welcomed inside for a specific purpose, a reason, a piece of wisdom that you're going to receive tonight, guidance that's going to come to you. And as you step inside, you notice that you're being drawn downward. There might be a spiral staircase. There might be a slide or a little river that takes you down from the base of the tree down into the mantle, the crust of our planet, a crystalline kingdom in the matrix where all of your crystals are growing. And I want you to feel your heart start to beat fast now as they're getting ready to take you to show you where the crystals grow. And Spirit guides, we're so excited. We love our crystals so much. We're so eager to see their home. Take us down into those layers of time, history. Take us to where the ancestors' bones are buried and show us where those crystals begin to take root within you, within your womb. And you feel yourself being guided, almost like you're being held by the hand and taken down these steps, winding through this river of light down into the core of the earth. And as you wind your way down, you begin to see glimmers of light, little glimmers of beautiful clear quartz crystals emerging from within the earth. Maybe you're seeing smoky quartz crystals or big purple amethyst crystals. Maybe you're seeing selenite crystals growing up, huge bars of glowing white light. What crystals are your spirit guides showing you as you venture deeper into the earth? And spirit guides, show us the crystals that we're meant to carry with us. If you're willing to leave us an offering or send us on our way with a crystal, maybe they're handing you a crystal, maybe they're showing you a crystal. What are they gifting to you tonight? And then moving down further, deeper into that crystalline matrix, you can feel the energy pulsing, your heart is beating, your body is warmer, and you feel that your feet are just intuitively plugged into that core of the earth. You are so grounded right now. You've never felt this grounded before. You feel like nothing could harm you here. You are so safe and protected. You've got the grandfather trees and their roots wrapped around your shoulders, wrapped around your stomach, wrapped around your hands. And it feels like a warm blanket of protection and knowledge and wisdom and safety. Nothing can harm you here. Your root chakra is healed in this moment. Any childhood trauma, released. Any trauma in adulthood, we can ground it here. You can leave it here. You don't have to bring it back with you tonight. What can you leave behind here? Gaia can hold everything you can leave. And also while you're here, maybe you want to leave a sacred offering to the Crystal Kingdom for all that they've given to you, all that they've taught you, the many ways they've healed you. Do you have something you could leave? Or do you have a word you can whisper and blow your breath upon them? as a gesture of gratitude for all the gifts of the mineral kingdom. And now as you wind your way down one last step, you find yourself coming to a clearing. And we are here in the top layer of this beautiful planet, within the core of the Earth's crystalline matrix, nestled within the roots of the grandfather trees. We're safe, we're protected, we're whole, we're integrated, we're powerful. We're in a place of trust. We're in a place of commitment. We're in a place of deep connection. It's as if we all of a sudden have all of the wisdom of the ancestors. It's like we're automatically just channeling it. We don't have to think about it. It's just all coming to us right now. The old ways, the old traditions, the old practices, it's all coming to you now. Reach out and touch it and feel that wisdom. It's coming through your pores. It's coming through your central nervous system. It's being pulled up through the roots of the earth into your feet. It's coming down over the top of your head through your crown. And it's going into every major body system, healing you on a cellular level tonight. It's reorganizing you for health, wellness, abundance, passion, joy, happiness, peace. You are being healed on a cellular level tonight. And so as you reach this clearing, I want you to see that there is a ring of trees, a ring of roots down here in the center of the earth. And as you come closer, I want you to notice that next to each tree root, next to each tree trunk, there is a spirit, there's an energy, and that is the group of souls who have gathered for you tonight. Ancestors in the light, spirit guides, higher selves, allies in the spirit realm, ascended masters, guardian angels, the Devic spirits, the spirits of the tree people. All of the crystalline spirits are here. All of the starseed energies are here. Star beings from the other dimensions, members of the Galactic Federation are here. So I want you to glance clockwise around the trees, around the roots, and see who's come for you. Is it a spirit animal guide who's here? Are they in pure spirit, or do they have a physical container? You have grandmothers and grandfathers who stepped forward for you, brothers and sisters, fathers, mothers, even children who have crossed, children you did not birth, children you did not bring through, could be coming to see you. And so now, as you gaze, take a moment to be here. Elder Council is the place you are known best. These spirits who've come in service to you tonight have known you for thousands of years. They know you better than your partner. They know you better than your children. They know you better than your best friend. And they know you better than you know yourself. As they have known all of you, they've known the many past lives of you. They also know your future lives and your future path. They have the wisdom of past, present, and future all at once. And so if you have felt tired or sad or disconnected or like you've lost faith, I want you to take a moment and receive the intense love that's coming to you right now from a circle of beings who has known you forever. And this circle of beings will be the first ones to greet you when you cross. They're not ready for you yet, but they will be there at that time. And so this is a conversation that will continue for hundreds of years now as you open this sacred space of dialogue. I feel for some of you, I can feel them reaching their hands out to touch your hand or to take your hand. I feel like some of you, they're putting their arms around you. Some of you, I even feel that they're fully embracing you. It's like they're rushing to you. Some of you have, some of you have relatives and grandmothers, mostly I'm feeling, who are just running to you right now. They're so happy to see you. Some of you have relatives who have crossed in the last couple of years, and tonight may be the first time you've felt them in this way, and I can literally feel them rushing to you. There's an excitement, and not just on your part, but on theirs too. It's like they've been waiting for this moment to be with you. I feel others of you have spirit guides who are coming forward tonight because they're grooming you, they're teaching you, they're molding you. And it's not comfortable, but it's really, really important. And they're here as strict teachers tonight. And so for some of you, this is going to be an experience of just learning, trying to keep up, trying to download what they're giving you, because they're going to give you a lot of information tonight. And some of it you'll use now, and other pieces of that information you'll use later. And so just be, and don't write anything down. Keep your eyes closed. Just trust. You're going to remember everything you need to remember. And most of what they're going to teach you tonight is going to bypass you on the conscious level, because that's not how you learn best. They can download right to your Akashic record. They don't even need you to understand what's happening tonight. So please know, they don't need your permission. It would be nice if you offered it, but they're gonna communicate right to you. These are beings of light who've come into a tight container, and you are safe and held. And so I'm going to drum now for about 5 minutes. I want you to close your eyes, stay in the space, and just listen, just receive, just be, and just fall in love a little bit. Let yourself be like an infant now. These are your mothers, your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers. These are beings of light who have walked journeys with you for millennia. Let them take care of you now. There's no more work for you to do. Just relax and breathe and receive. And we thank you, Spirit Guides, for your presence tonight. And so I want you to stay in the space. You don't have to open your eyes, but I want to make sure that you have asked your question of your tribe, of your guides. This is the time, if you haven't already, to ask your question. What is on your heart tonight? What do you really need to know? You have a chance to ask a question of the beings who know you best. They're not going to lie to you. They're not going to sugarcoat it. You're going to get clear, honest guidance tonight. What is your question? And you can speak it out loud or just hold it into your mind. You don't have to express it verbally. Spirit guides, we just welcome your responses, your guidance. You can speak to us in words and symbols. You can speak to us in scent. You can speak to us in feelings. You can speak to us in those little whispers that we wonder if it's just our mind, but we know it's really you. You can speak to us in flowers. You can speak to us through other people. And we are listening tonight to you. And we ask for clear guidance that we can follow and understand. And I would like to ask for each of my sisters tonight if you would offer her, if you're so called, if you would offer her a gift or a talisman to remember this experience by. I would love, if you want to reach out your hands, I would love for the spirit guides to place something sacred into your hand that will be a reminder to you in hard times, in challenging times, that they are there and they are always guiding you. What are they placing into your hands right now? And just take a moment to receive whatever you were given. If you were able to see, it may have bypassed your consciousness and gone right to your Akash, but if you're able to actually see what they gave you, just fold your hands around it and take a moment to give thanks. We thank you. We're so grateful. Many of us, Spirit, many of us have walked our paths without seeking your guidance before. And we've learned by doing that we are most blessed when we surrender to you, when we listen to you, when we honor the wisdom, when we trust our intuition and trust that gut. We know that we're making the right choices, even if they don't always feel clear at the time. And so tonight, I think all of us, Great Spirit, there's a massive surrender tonight among me and my sisters. We're all just putting our hands up and saying, show me. And if you're willing, put your hands up. Show me. Give me the signs. Show me the way. Help me to walk in alignment with the reason you gave me breath. You gave each of my sisters breath for a reason. Why did you give her breath this time? Is she following that path? Does she need to course correct? Or does she just need to know that you see her tonight and that she's on that right path and she just needs to proceed now? She needs to trust herself more maybe, or maybe she needs to slightly move in a different direction and you're just going to gently take her by the hand and show her what that might look like. Maybe she needs a new companion on that journey and you're going to provide that support this evening in the form of a new spirit guide or ally in the spirit realm. Just staying where you are, practicing your meditation techniques, noticing the siren but not letting it distract you from where you are right this moment. The sound just comes in and the sound goes out. So you're just right here where you were before. And so spirit guides, just one more minute here. If you have any additional wisdom, symbols, information, Any additional introductions to new spirit guides tonight? Nathan, my brother Nathan, and several of my sweet sisters in the space have been hoping for a new guide for this next cycle. And so if that's a possibility now, I ask that you just take us by the hand and introduce us to that new energy stream, that new being who's going to be a source of support and love and encouragement for the next cycle ahead. And just take a moment to say thank you and welcome them and integrate them into your soul family as a new member who's here to support you in its own way, his own way, her own way. And then just take one more moment to express any additional gratitude. We are so thankful to you, Spirit, for allowing us to enter this space every quarter. We take it seriously. We're very reverent and grateful and humble in your presence. Spirit guides, as we gaze around the circle this evening, just sending love to each of you. Ancestors, we hope you're proud. We work every day to deserve your legacy. We stand on your shoulders. And you have to recognize, even your ancestors who made mistakes, you might be judgmental about the things that they did. At the time, we're working with the best wisdom they had. And so it's really important to express forgiveness and gratitude to every ancestor who has walked in your line. Can you take a moment to just breathe that gratitude back down the mother line, down the father line? Ancestors, we see you. We don't judge you. You did the best you could with the wisdom that you had. And it is only because of you that we sit here together tonight in this sacred circle. We would not be here without you. And so we wash clean tonight energetically any of the lines, any of the karma in the lines, any negative energy in the lines. We just send a breath of love to purify those energies with so much gratitude for all who came before us, regardless of the circumstance. We are evolved enough, we have ascended far enough that we can express pure forgiveness now, down the mother line and down the father line, recognizing that when we do so, we call healing into our physical body, we call regeneration into the physical body, we call cleansing and purification into the physical body when we're not holding anger and frustration and resentment toward the lines. We release all the ancestors tonight to rest in peace. And we give thanks. And so with one final bow around the circle, and you can choose to bow to each spirit who has vented itself to you tonight. We see you, we honor you, we see you, we honor you, we see you, we are you, we honor you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're doing all we can to walk in beauty, to earn the legacy that you have left for us, and to leave an even more powerful legacy for the ones who will come after. And together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. And so, when you are ready, let's release the... It's so hard to do it every time. This is the hard part for me, to let them go. They're always there. And I know that. So why is it so hard to say goodbye? Because we love so much. That's why it's hard to say goodbye. For now. But we give you permission to visit with us in meditation. We give you permission to be with us in dream time. We just welcome you, spirit guides, ascended masters, guardian angels, higher selves. We just welcome you at any time to commune with us. We're always listening. And we ask that you come to us with signs and symbols ahead of any important events in our life where we will need your guidance. We give you permission to come to us early with premonition, with foresight, so that we can make good choices and good decisions that are supported by a vision of the future that you can provide. So we just open ourselves tonight to that guidance. And so with love and gratitude, we release all of the spirit guides, ascended masters, higher selves, archangels, devic spirits, the tree spirits who have guided us here. We gently release you from the circle this evening with love. And in my experience, they tend to just sort of like, they become etheric. It's like they pixelate and then they're just gone back to the realms where they came from, where we will meet them one day. And as you leave our circle this evening, spirit guides, I ask for a personal blessing upon the Hawaiian island chain tonight. A critical decision about what happens to those beloved islands will be made once the storm takes a turn. And so we just ask all of you, especially the spirit guides who guard the islands, Pele, we call upon you tonight from the depths of the earth, and we ask that you protect your islands. And we ask that that storm just be directed south and away from the entire chain, and even further south, where even the winds and the rain will be more gentle than what they're anticipating. And we give thanks. We know those islands are sacred to you, and we are just so grateful for your blanket of love and protection that you are providing tonight. Even in this moment, I have so much faith that there will be a good outcome, a safe outcome for everyone on the islands tonight. Aho. Whew. And so, going to begin to make our way back up. We are now down in the center of the earth. We've got a little bit of a journey to wind our way back up. And as you gaze around and see those roots of those trees and the bedrock and the layers of sand and time and soil that are surrounding you right now, take one more moment just to enjoy. You're really literally in Gaia's womb right now. Nothing can hurt you. You are supremely protected here. If you always felt this safe in your life, what would you do differently? If you always felt this safe, if you always felt this heard, if you always felt this supported, what would you do differently in your life? And just take a moment just to reflect on that question, because you are always this safe. That's what Elder Council teaches you. These beings are always there. They're always protecting you. I just facilitated a closer experience of that, but they're always there. You've known them forever. These are familiar beings. They know you. And so try to reorient yourself, and every time you experience anxiety or depression or fear, just remind yourself those you can drop right back down in and tangle yourself up in those roots and just completely surround yourself with that energy. It's always available to you. And so when you're ready, we're going to ascend just the same way we descended down to this beautiful place within the earth. It's so warm and kind of humid, and I can even smell it. I have a very powerful olfactory sense when I'm in journey, and I can even smell like it's a musty, mossy, beautiful, earthy, deep clay sort of scent that I smell when I'm down here. So beautiful. And so winding our way back up now through those tangles of the crystalline matrix and going back to where the guides were showing you the beautiful crystals growing within the earth. And winding your way back up, slowly starting to connect more with the energy of present time, becoming more aware of your body now. If you haven't already, just wiggling fingers and toes and turning your head from side to side. Continuing to spiral up past those layers of rock and time and crystals and magic, and until you find yourself inside the trunk of that tree that was your doorway into this other dimension. I want you to turn yourself around 360 degrees and notice the inside of that trunk of that beautiful tree, that fir, that pine, or that cedar, or that redwood. So beautiful. keep breathing really deeply. You are working with tree energy right now, so there's extra oxygen available to you in a meditation like this. Like really, like let's take a deep inhale, the biggest, deepest inhale you can. And a big exhale. And do it again. And again. One more time. Exhale. Do you feel how big those inhales and exhales were? Like bigger than you're usually able to do? And that's because the energy here is very real. You're hyper oxygenated. And so if you're willing, let's just do a couple of deep holotropic breaths together. I'm going to show you what this looks like. So you're going to keep your mouth closed, okay? And you're going to breathe like this, in through your nose and then out through your nose. And a quick exhale. In, out. And let's do that about 10 or 20 times, and that's going to take you into an even deeper state of meditation. Even though we're finishing up, it'll help you receive any additional information or messages that are meant for you now. Ready? And then 2 more times. And then just remove that sort of like the tension of that breath and just return to your normal breathing. But to keep a nice deep inhale and exhale, and you'll start to feel a little lightheaded. Traditionally with a pranayama breath, you're going to start to feel just a little lightheaded. And that's very normal. It's perfectly okay. In fact, it should be kind of enjoyable to you. So just float with this for a second. And when you're ready to emerge, I want you to take that step outside of that tree trunk. And as you do, you're going to pull your energy away. You became one with that tree as you entered it. Now you're going to separate and individuate. So the tree is going to be separate now from you as you emerge on the outside of the tree. And then I want you to turn and actually look at the tree and face it for one last expression of gratitude to that beautiful tree spirit that embraced you and welcomed you into the lower realm tonight, into that beautiful land of the crystals and the ancestors and the bones and the roots. This is my home, and it's your home too. Roll your shoulders back, wiggling fingers and toes, turning head to side. If you're ready and you haven't already, you can begin to open your eyes, putting your feet flat on the floor, beginning to notice the temperature of the room, the lighting in the room, coming back. No matter how reluctantly, and it's pretty reluctant for me, we will always come back. So that's what keeps me from being sad about leaving Elder Council space, is 2 or 3 months from now we'll be right back. Aho. Whew. Scara, we can do that. I'm down to do that before next time. And in fact, one of the things I thought about doing for you guys, if you're interested, is doing a bonus breathwork session just for Sab. If you're down. It would be an optional thing because it's not for everybody, right? But I think I could do a 20-minute recording for you, and then you would have it, archived permanently. So anytime you needed to go into a really deep, serious meditation, it would drop you right in. So if you're interested in that, I would be more than happy. It would be very easy for me to record that for you, and I think it'd be a really powerful tool. And I bet it's something that you would actually come back and use over and over. So, all right, cool. Well, I will record it for you this week, and I will just pop it into your classroom so that you always have that. It's one of my favorites. If you're coming to the sabbatical retreat, I have a breathwork teacher coming to lead a live breathwork session for you at night. And then I'm going to shut off all the lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brew blue lotus tea with a little mugwort, soften you up a little bit, burn some Boom Shiva, and then I have a breathwork teacher coming who's going to lead you through an hour-long breathwork session so you can fly away. And then I'm going to turn off all the lights and just leave candles in the room for the hour afterwards so that you can nap or snuggle or cry with each other. So I have a drum journey planned for you. I have a breathwork journey planned for you. So if you're coming to the retreat, there's a lot more of this coming. Oh, Julie, I love that so much. She said, this was the most powerful experience I've ever had. My mom's parents came to me and thanked me for taking care of their baby and that they will hold me up while I hold her during cancer treatment. Ugh. I don't even know what to say, Julie. It's like, that is, wow, you know? That is an incredible, that's an incredible experience. I'm so glad that you had that tonight. It was so meant for you, you know? Oof. So, I'm going to open our circle. I'm going to blow out the candle first and just say thank you one more time to all the beautiful light beings who attended us. There were so many who were with us. And so I'm going to begin to release the circle. I did 3 layers in. I'm going to do 3 layers out. And so Guardians of the North, thank you for letting us enter and work with your tree spirits tonight. Thank you for the grounding, the wisdom, the power that comes from the ancestral line. Thank you for letting us also send healing and love back to you. Thank you for letting us send energies of forgiveness, knowing that those energies only heal us. It's actually a very selfish act to forgive people. Did you know that? And yet they let us do it. Because when you forgive, you're not really helping the other person. You're healing yourself. You're the only person who suffers when you won't let it go. And I know that's hard to hear, but it's really, really true. And so if you're really willing to heal finally, thank you, Guardians of the North. We release you from the circle. Guardians of the Western Gateway, we anchored a lot of emotional healing tonight. We thank you for the wisdom. Actually, this is a Western wand, so it's really good for releasing the Western Guardians. We release you from service to the circle this evening with so much gratitude for the deep, maternal, loving, emotionally healing energy we raised tonight. Guardians of the Southern Gateway, we release you with gratitude. Thank you for the passion, the power, the courage, the enthusiasm that it took for us to explore these deeper pathways and to express that love and that forgiveness and to receive the clarity that we received tonight. We release you with gratitude. And last but not least, Guardians of the Eastern Gateway, we release you tonight. Thank you for this new beginning. This could be a new beginning for you. And as we prepare to release you, Guardians of the East, before we release the Guardians of the East, this is your seed planting moment. If you didn't do it already, the Guardians of the East are going to take your seed. This is the last thing we're going to do together. Are you ready? Do you have your seed? Do you know what you want to plant for next year? What do you want to plant for next year? You can have a couple seeds. You want to have a happiness seed? Are you going to plant a health seed? Are you going to plant a family seed? Are you going to plant a joy seed? What are you planting for next year? And I want you to hold your seeds in your hands. I want you to look at each one. What do they look like? And when you're ready, I want you to release them to the Guardians of the East. If you release them already, you're fine. But in case you didn't, I wanted to make one more really conscious opportunity for you to plant them now. Guardians of the East, as we release these seeds to you, we ask that you take them and that you sow them on our behalf. Help them to thrive and grow in the spring and nourish us with the fruits that will come from these beautiful crops planted in faith tonight. And we release you to scatter our seeds and to bless us in the year ahead. And with that, our circle is complete for this experience of Elder Council. I see you guys healing the family, adventure, love and strength, joy, 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 learning light languages, joy, purpose, success, new beginnings. If you want to put it in the feed really quick, I will affirm it with you. Because it's good. It's good to express a prayer out loud and let somebody sort of send additional energy to that. So I see you. I see you, I see you, I see you. And it is done. May everything that you seek come to you in perfect time. So it is. I know, it was an hour and a half. It goes by really fast. It really does. Okay. I need to get my bearings. Joy, fulfillment, love and family for Michelle. She's releasing Diane, right? Tracy's calling in self-love. Michelle's got abundance and joy. Bridget's got love, wealth, happiness. Jessica's got joy, traveling, healing, abundance. Lisa's got freedom. Career success, joy, family, prosperity, adventure, animal rescue for Dawn. Love that. Putting huge energy towards that. I see you, Julie. Food for us, abundance, love, joy, abundance, happiness. I will say this. My wish is that all of you experience the basic joys of life, which is truly joy, peace, abundance, health, and passion. To me, those are the sort of the most basic things you have to have. The rest of it is icing on your cake. But I think those are your birthrights. I think you have a birthright to joy, a birthright to prosperity, a birthright to peace, 1,000% birthright to peace. No one on this planet should ever be able to rob you of your peace. If they are, you need to work with your spirit guides and call in that peace that you need. Planet rescue, love that. Tabitha's calling in happiness and spiritual growth. Thank you for that, Ronnie. Thank you for that, Karen. I really appreciate that. Cindy's calling in prosperity through creativity. Oh, I love that. Your dance community, may that just grow and thrive for you, Cindy, in every way. Cindy's a magician of movement, so we're calling that in. So beautiful. Conveying spiritual hygiene, Carol. Hello. I spend a good amount of my time doing that, and I'm so glad you're doing it too, wise teacher. Peace for Jill, gorgeous new home. So beautiful. Peace, passion, abundance. Freedom to connect with divine energies for all, passion, and then career, health, wealth, abundance, prosperity, and joy. Oh, so beautiful. Healing and respect for Gaia. We need that too. It is done, it is done, it is done. Truly, for all of you, it is done, it is done, it is done. And may it be so in perfect time and in alignment with your highest purpose and soul's path for incarnating in this lifetime. Amen, aho, and so it is. I trust. I'll tell you something. You'll never find anybody who believes more than I do. I have overcome so many odds. I was completely legally blind. I think you guys know that. 7 years ago, I was legally blind. I couldn't drive. I couldn't even walk down the stairs of my house. I tried and I broke my foot. So I was very sick. I mean, nothing at that time suggested that I should be sitting here, leading you through Elder Council. This was months before I started Sage Goddess. I had just gotten my vision back when I started Sage Goddess. And so when I sit here and tell you that I believe in miracles and that anything is possible if you really trust and believe and you follow your soul path, I'm telling you that from a place of having been, and my family would tell you. I mean, my husband used to put fingers up in front of my face to see if I could see how many fingers he was holding up, and I couldn't see anything. And yet I am here. And you are here, and this is what we do. And when you look at me and say, why is she so passionate? Why does she believe? Why does she never lose her faith? I have walked a long road, and a lot of you have too. And so when you lose your faith, just come to me, and I will tell you, I will believe for you until you can believe for yourself. I hope. You will not, I truly believe, you will not come across an obstacle in your life that spirit can't get you through. You just won't. That's right. Well, Carol, so here's an interesting thing. I always said, be careful what you wish for. I'm going to leave you with this. I want to tell you about Blue Room really quick, but I want to tell you this. I always said if I ever had some kind of heavy spiritual initiation, because when you go through a spiritual initiation, they always improve one of your senses. They usually take it away and they change it and they give it back to you improved. Okay? I didn't really put it together until after I got my vision back. But I always said that I would choose my sight, that I would want to be able to see sacred geometry and spirits. And I can see Flower of Life all the time. I see dead people much more than I did before I lost my vision. And so I actually got what I asked for. I went through an initiation where I lost my physical vision, and then I now have 20/20 vision, and I can see sacred geometry at will. And so They do give you an upgrade, but I was 6 months without being able to drive a car when my kids were 1 and 3, so 2 and 4 years old. That's not ideal for a mom. So you have to sacrifice sometimes in order to evolve. Do you know what I mean? But I always tell people this story because I don't want you to think, sometimes I worry that I make stuff look easy. And I tell these stories not to receive pity from you in any way. It's an empowering story to me. But I tell you these stories because I want you to realize that you're going to go through challenges. And I've gone through my own challenges. And you emerge more beautiful and you emerge more powerful. But sometimes you have to go through the shit to come through the other side, right? And so just be careful when you set an intention. I got what I wished for. It just wasn't quite how I thought it was going to happen. Well, Diane, that could be another initiation, right, with vertigo. And so sit with that, right? They could be realigning your chakra system. The vertigo, the energetically what happens with vertigo is that your chakras are finding a new level of balance. And so you're off balance until your body rebalances. And so you're going through what I would call a chakra initiation, which is all of your energy centers finding their right balance. Does that make sense? And so stand by. As soon as you are aligned, the dizziness will go away. But the dizziness is a sign to you that your entire system is reorganizing itself and realigning itself. Woo! Aho. All right. The only other thing I want to tell you guys, and I think you already know this because it's sold out, but there is a wait list. Did you see the Blue Room stuff in the shop today? So I have to tell you, I was in Hawaii last week, and I took crystals, and the Aqua Aura quartz that is in the Blue Room set, I took them all out to a heiau on Oahu called Pele's Followers. I'm not talking too much about this. I keep a lot of this kind of quiet because I only share this stuff with you guys. The picture that is on the website under the Blue Room listing of my hands holding that crystal is actually right from the heiau where the crystals were charged. I think it already sold out, but I just am showing it to you because it's really, really special, and I want to tell you that the perfume that I made has blue tansy in it, which is the highest vibrational essential oil on the planet. There's nothing higher. There's nothing stronger for vibration. And so it's there, and it has the charged Pele's Followers Aqua Aura crystal inside of it. If you want it, it's on the website. All right, you guys. Well, this was a joy tonight to be with you guys. Truly, truly, truly. Oh, SG put the link up. Isn't it pretty? Did you see Aqua Aura in meditation? So Jessica, that's funny that you say that. Do you know every time I journey and go into the crystalline kingdom, I see Aqua Aura. A lot of people see clear quartz, they see amethyst. Every time they take me down, even tonight, all I saw were like Aqua Aura points. And I know that wouldn't happen, like they don't grow naturally within the earth. But I like to think that in that deep down crystalline matrix that maybe Gaia grabbed a couple of aura crystals because maybe she loves it as much as as much as I do. Aww. I have to tell you, I love seeing you guys go through the phases and stages and transformations, and I think part of what's really beautiful, and I think the reason why, and especially those of you who are new, I think you'll see this too, we really love each other here in Sabbatical. It's a weird thing, but we really do love each other. And I think part of it is we've gone through really hard things and witnessed each other. We're not in here pretending like life is perfect and super easy. We're really honest with each other. And then when we go through the ups, we celebrate those. Then when we go through the challenges, we remind each other that, you know, we'll get through this and we'll be stronger for it. So those of you who are new, just know that you won't be new for very long. You have a whole group of beloveds who want to just love up on you and support you and encourage you. And that's why you're here. The universe was preparing me for sure. I could not hold this space. This is the last thing I will tell you. I could not hold this space without having MS. There's another siren. I always send love to the sirens to make sure that everybody gets where they need to go safely. I could not hold the sabbatical container if I had not gotten very ill in my life, and it's because that helps me understand people who are going through tough diagnosis, extreme treatments, all the things that people go through. So I'm so grateful to Spirit for letting me experience serious disease so that I could develop a level of compassion needed to be a good teacher and a good keeper of the space. So I am eternally grateful that I had that experience. And I think that's probably part of the healing too. Aho. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Go take a nap, go take a bath, go put your feet on the ground, go have a meal if you want to get grounded. Really good protocol for after Elder Council. Watch your dreams tonight. They're going to be vivid. Eat some food if you want to get grounded. Grounding is the best way to, or eating is the best way to get grounded. I don't eat for 2 to 4 hours before ritual because I can't really, I don't feel it as much if I'm full. So I always eat afterwards. So just a heads up on that. Go get, some form of protein. It'll help you feel much more grounded in your body. Drink some tea, push a lot of there's toxins being released through this exercise, so drink a lot of water, herbal tea tonight. Kombucha would be really good for you. That's my go-to, but whatever works for you. And enjoy your evening. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. And have a beautiful weekend too. Please keep the prayers going for the Hawaiian Island chain. Please keep your eye on that storm. I will keep you updated too. My whole heart and soul is going through there tonight and just sending love to every soul and protection. May everybody be safe and well. I'll see you guys soon. Lots of love and aloha from my heart to yours.